Hey, what's up, guys? This is Taylor. Today is Wednesday, the 1st of February, and of course today was Fed Day. So we got to hear from everybody's favorite little old man, JP himself. JP and the boys. So here's the scoop, guys. We got a lot of interesting things happening in the world of the big three signals. So pretty good pump there today post-Powell, and frankly, I'm not too surprised we traded higher. And I say that because the charts and the structure and the signals all kind of suggest right now that the bulls have got pretty much the best chance they've had in over a year to take the market higher. And what I want to talk about, mainly in tonight's video, is the 4100 level here on the SPX. This is pretty much where the rubber meets the road. If we go into the weekend, so come Friday, if we actually close above 4100, it's a pretty big dynamic shift. It, again, really puts the bulls in a position here where for the first time in well over a year, they've kind of taken control of the wheel. So, of course, we got the initial, call it knee-jerk reaction today. A little bit of a knee-jerker for you. Tomorrow's kind of the real test. If everything kind of falls apart and, defecates tomorrow, then it's a different story. But if everything holds, and more importantly, if we actually hold above that 4100 level, things could get mighty spicy here, guys. So here's what I'm seeing. We'll see if it changes tomorrow. In the event it doesn't change, and these patterns actually do play out to the upside, I've got a couple of picks for you guys to take a look at. But here's what I'm seeing. So notice here on the weekly chart, good 4 weeks ago, the indicator goes from bearish to neutral. Right, so ever since that downtrend starts back here, the bears are locked and loaded with the weekly sell signal. So even when price goes higher, the indicator is calling that price action's bluff. Alright, price action's going higher, but the indicator tells you trend, structure, momentum, right, all of our ingredients, everything still works in the favor of the bears. So as is usually the case, you roll right back over. So as of 4 weeks ago, we finally killed that weekly sell signal. We're cranking out 4 closes. Well, we'll see. 3 as of right now, but potentially 4 weekly closes back above that weekly 21 EMA. We got a good-looking squeeze here. The histogram continues to rise in the favor of the bullskis. More importantly, guys, let's just say the market closes right here. Come Friday, we close at 41.20. This will be 2 weekly closes above the weekly 50 SMA, the orange moving average, and that's pretty big, given that all your previous rallies pretty much got hammered at the weekly 50. So if we close right here, it's 2 weekly closes back above the weekly 50, and for the first time since the downtrend started, it'll be the first weekly close back above a previous swing high. The downtrend starts, and by definition, a downtrend is a series of lower highs and lower lows. So, lower low, a lower high, right? You do not come and test the previous swing high. You roll over, you make a lower low. Price action goes higher, but you do not test your previous swing high, right? So, lower highs, lower lows. By definition, it's a downtrend. And when you have a weekly sell signal, that should be the case. The indicator tells you we're probably going to continue with the path of least resistance being to the downside. So these rallies here, they're bear market rallies that go on to make lower lows. So if we can close north of 4100, it's a huge dynamic shift here for the bulls. They've killed the weekly sell signal, so they basically stripped the bears of all their ammunition. They rebuild a little bit of the structure. They do that with a squeeze, and they finally take out the previous swing high. In the short term, this is where the bears kind of lose grasp of things. So north of 4100, pretty big stuff there for the bulls. And then we'll take it a notch down to our daily chart here. And now for the first time since January of last year, we got some brand new daily buy signals. So there's your change in context, right, guys? And these are the kinds of things you want to pay attention to as a trader, because you want to make sure you're leaving your opinions and the biases at the door. right? Bullish, bearish, we're here to trade with whatever is in front of us. So these are pretty big shifts, right? And the shift in context is all these previous rallies we sat through last year, they're done in a market with sell signals on the weekly chart and a daily chart that never goes bullish. As of right now, that's no longer the case. The weekly chart is no longer bearish, and the daily chart finally goes bullish. And then last piece of the puzzle here, before we take a look at a few good-looking charts, the other change of context, of course, all your rallies last year were done under the context of an incredibly bullish dollar. You had weekly buy signals, daily buy signals, 30-second buy signals. That's no longer the case. It's bearish on the weekly, it's bearish on the daily, it's pretty much bearish on every time frame. That big break in your dollar trend, good for the bulls. So it could all crap the bed tomorrow, but the pretty colors in front of us are changing for now. This break in the dollar is great for the bulls. The S&P is losing that weekly sell signal, great for the bulls. Brand new daily buy signals, great for the bulls. And if we can actually get that weekly close back above 4,100, it's a really good step in the right direction for the bullskis. So we'll see what's up here tomorrow. But for now, guys, I wouldn't fight this in the short term. Mark up some key levels, right? Have your over-under. But I do think it's all gearing up here for maybe another couple 100 points. We'll see what's up. But in the event that is the outcome, and we do keep on pumping here, got a couple of names here for you guys. So we'll kind of rifle through these quickly, and then in Sunday's video, we'll dive in and talk about all the dirty details. First up, we'll take a look at a couple of kind of names that are stronger trends, cleaner on your bigger time frames. Then we'll take a look at a few things that are actually in downtrends, but those actually might be the ones that offer some of the more explosive upside. All right, so first up to bat here is going to be FSLR. So we picked up some of this today in the Mastery, and you'll see what I'm liking here in a moment. So FSLR, First Solar, and we are bullish on the weekly chart. We got the buy signal on the daily chart, and if you check out the heat map here, so for those of you with the big 3 indicator, you've got access to the heat map. So go to the indicators page, it's simpler, and you should be able to download that. For those of you unfamiliar, we took the big 3 indicator, my buy signals and my sell signals, and pretty much turned them into a heat map. So if the background is green, that means that given time frame has our buy signal. If it's red, that given time frame has our sell signal. And if it's gray, which you don't have here, but if it's gray, it's neutral. So as you can see, you almost got the full bull stack here on FSLR. Bullish on the weekly, the daily, the 4-hour, 1-hour, 30-minute, 15-minute, 5-minute, and the 3-minute. All pretty good looking stuff there. So what I'm looking for is for the lower time frame buy signals to trigger that big push off of that daily 21 EMA. With that daily 21 EMA pretty much being the launching pad. And if they can get the bad boy through 185-ish, she should have room to run. So we're liking FSLR. Another name here, pretty clean. We were actually long Boeing coming into the week. We got out a couple of days ago. Kind of a funky week, right? You had the big flush. Everything got pretty suspect. Then you had the big pump. So of course in hindsight, if I held on to everything, we would have made a lot more money. But I got to trust the pretty colors here. So what I didn't love about Boeing a few days ago was the 1-hour, 30-minute, 15-minute, all the lower time frames going bearish. But it does rebound pretty good here. So we got our daily squeeze. Looks like the futures just opened up. Let's see what the futures are doing here real quick. Not to get sidetracked. Futures. Yeah, a little bit of a continued pump here. After Facebook earnings. But nonetheless, guys, back to Boeing. It shapes up pretty good here today. So, quick look at the heat map. Not as locked and loaded as an FSLR, but as long as your 1 hour, 30 minute, 15 are bullish on top of that daily 21 EMA, should be poised for a breakout. So our target on this trade is a push towards the weekly 200. Weekly 200 SMA around 280-ish. 228. So 228, 230 should be in the cards here. If we can get a break above 215, 216-ish. So FSLR, a little bit of Boeing. Now a couple more names here, guys. So these three names are not in uptrends, but they could be pretty interesting. So Zoom, Roku, and Tesla. What you want to look for out of these three names are closes this Friday above the weekly 21 EMA. If they can crank out a close back above that weekly 21, should open the door for a nice push higher. So first up to bat is Zoom. So Zoom here, if we can close Friday above the weekly mean, that'll be the first close above your weekly 21 since June, July, August of 2021. That's pretty sad stuff right there. So wait for a close back above the weekly 21. If we can close back above the weekly mean, notice here in our daily chart we have a daily squeeze, and then today your 21 EMA crosses through the 50. It's usually a good sign for the bulls, positive cross. And then on the heat map here, pretty locked and loaded. Buy signals on the 1 hour, 30 minute, 15, and your 5. So if we can get a close back above that weekly 21, I think in the short term here, you're looking for a push towards 90-ish bucks. That'll take you back towards your daily 200. That'll take you back towards your weekly 50. All relatively typical as far as a retracement in a downtrend. Right? You're not looking for Zoom to go back into an uptrend. Pretty much just looking for a nice rally back into falling resistance. So keep an eye on Zoom there. And then next up, similar idea is going to be Roku. So Roku, very much like Zoom, hasn't gotten a weekly close above that 21 EMA since August of 2021. Sad stuff. Sad stuff indeed. Daily chart goes from bearish to neutral. So basically the bears run out of gas. You get that same 21 EMA 50 SMA cross. And then on the heat map, we've got buy signals on the 4 hour. Where's my tool? Here we go. 4 hour, 1 hour, 30 minute, 15, 5, and the 3. So what I would look for here, if you get a close back above that weekly 21, will be a push towards about 70 bucks. 70 bucks takes you back towards your daily 200 SMA. If you get through that daily 200, there might be a little bit more room here for a push towards that weekly 50. So 70 bucks is kind of target number one. If you go cranking through that bad boy, you might be looking for a little bit more towards 78. So you got Zoom, you got Roku, and last up here, guys, is going to be Tesla. The old dirty Tesla. So, same idea. If we get a close back above that weekly 21, well, you check out your lower time frames here. Daily chart goes from bearish to neutral. You're on the verge of that 21 EMA 50 SMA cross. And then on your heat map here, we're a little bit neutral, so I would wait for a couple more buy signals, but nonetheless, come Friday, get a move through that weekly 21. Do that with buy signals on your 15-minute, 30-minute hourly chart. Should put Tesla in a position here for a push towards, initially I'm going to say 200. But frankly, if we're going to stick to the same theme, that I would look to work at a Roku, the same thing I'm currently working in Zoom, you're looking for a push towards 220, 230. Right? That's kind of the ultimate target here. Would be a pushback towards that daily 200 SMA. Through that level, you get your weekly 50 around 240. So there's a few picks for you guys. You got FSLR, you got Boeing, you got names like Roku, Zoom, and Tesla. And as always, it's all kind of predicated on good old mama market here, continuing to trade to the upside. I've shown you the weekly chart. We got divergences. We got moves through moving averages. We maybe got a close coming this Friday above the previous swing high. So it could all fall apart tomorrow, but on your weekly chart, on your daily chart, on your lower time frames, whether you're looking at the S&Ps, you're looking at the dollar, for the first time pretty much since this downtrend started, the bulls have had the best chance they've had to actually take the market higher here in the short term. The ball is in their court. We'll see if they take it to the rim or they turn it over. So as always, guys, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, go on ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. And I look forward to talking with you later in the week. Till then, be good, trade safe, and I will talk to you soon. Adios.